Good morning. So I have this massive box full of Cricut things from when I was an ambassador and wanted to do workshops. Basically, I bought a ton of different iron-ons and plastic and like acetate and vinyl and things like that because I wanted to do workshops and not have to buy stock. And then I wouldn't say everything changed, but every time I organized a workshop, nobody wanted to do it. So then I would have like one person signing up and it was a little bit of a thing. So now I have all the stuff that I was going to use and then kind of just lost the... Is it my fault that they didn't sign up? Absolutely, because like maybe I didn't give enough notice or maybe I wasn't clear enough. I don't know. Maybe I'll try again at some point in the future, and if you're in Cape Town in South Africa and you want to attend a workshop or something, let me know because maybe I'll do it with a friend of mine or something like that. But for now, I kind of just want this stuff gone. And what I want to do is take it all out and separate it out and maybe put it all together in like bundles because I don't want to have a store. I don't want to sell things regularly and have to send things out daily. So instead of selling like one item, I thought of, you know, combining it into bundles where there's like 3, 4, or 5 items. And also because if I do that, that means that you, instead of just buying one thing and sending off, nobody wants to pay shipping for one roll of vinyl, but you know, they'll pay shipping for 3 rolls of vinyl. And also then I can discount it more because I'm selling 3 things as opposed to just selling 1. So I figured it's kind of a win-win for everybody. But I need to see what I have in order to be able to put these bundles together or to see if I can put enough worthwhile bundles together. So, and this thing is heavy. I actually thought it weighed like 25 kilos, but it weighs 14 kilograms. I mean, it's a huge container and you can see all the stuff that's in there. There's like smart vinyl, there's iron-on. I really don't like the Cricut iron-on and I don't like the smart vinyl. But the vinyl is fantastic, and there's lots of stuff in here that I can put into separate bundles. So let's just get started because, like I said, I've been putting this off for far too long, and I kind of just want to get it over and done with now. Okay, so I've got most of the stuff in the box out and on the counter. I mean, there's still a few like loosey-goosey vinyl thingies in here, which I suppose I probably could include in a bundle or 2. I actually only have 2 of these vinyl samplers, but what I thought to do was to create 1 or 2 like ultimate bundles. So I have, you know, Deluxe paper, and then like I said, I also have acetate. So I have quite a few of these, but I also only have a few of like the premium vinyl sampler. So maybe what I could do is have 2 bundles where it has one of all of the duplicates in it. So it'll have 1 Deluxe paper, 1 acetate, 1 of these vinyl samplers, an iron-on, the foil iron-on, some more of the gold and silver, and then this is also a, you know, colorful removable vinyl. So it'll kind of have quite a few things in it, and I don't want to make too many of those because I don't know how popular that would be. It would probably be quite expensive because it's got so much stuff in it. But then the rest I can put into like a few smaller bundles and try and group like things to get like things together. Try and group like things together Maybe I could even include this sampler, but I only have 2 of these, so I'm not sure if I actually want to include it in this bundle because there are only 2 of them. And then the metallic sampler, so maybe I'll do, oh, this is so hard to figure out what I want to do with all the stuff, because like I said, I don't want to just sell one thing separately, but I think that having the bigger box or the bigger bundle would be more appealing, because then, like I said, it has some of everything. So especially if somebody's a newbie and they want to then just try out iron-on, it only has 2 or 3 things about. I think I actually also have some infusible ink stuff somewhere that I need to bring down. I know that it's in the garage. I need to go and fetch that, because then I can include 1 or 2 things of infusible ink. I've got like the little ones, so that it literally then will have 1 of everything. That would be quite cool, because it's paper, acetate, vinyl, iron, and I can call it the everything bundle, and then have a few other separate bundles, like maybe an iron-on bundle, and then a vinyl bundle, and then an other bundle. I think I also have spare blades, but I don't really know if I want to get rid of spare blades, because blades are a consumable, although, I mean, I've had them for how many years, and I haven't needed them yet, so theoretically, I could destash them. This is quite challenging, and I think this is probably why I didn't want to do it, because I knew that I would sit with all these questions and the mental tax of having to go through all of this. But I have these 2 little containers, so I think maybe what I'll do is put aside an everything bundle and then pack everything else away and see what that bundle looks like, or see what those 2 bundles look like. If I stand these up, I can actually have more room. That was challenging. Okay. So let's stand all of these up and see how I can actually get everything done. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. The removable vinyl, the fun kind of, you know, all of the colors of that one whenever it focuses. Focus. There we go. They're like the primary colors of that. The regular colors of the permanent, the neutral colors, gold iron-on. This is a foil. This is gold and silver iron-on. So there's 3 vinyls and 3 iron-ons. And then here we have the Deluxe paper modern graphics. We have the vibrant flowers paper, the hearts foil acetate, and then this is 20 sheets of removable vinyl, which could be quite fun. So I mean, that seems like quite a nice variety of things, but I do think I'm going to go downstairs quickly and see what my infusible ink stash looks like, because like I said, I do have a bunch of that, and I just think it didn't fit in the box. So maybe I should add that in too, although I think maybe what I should do is tally up the price and see how much this would kind of go for, because I don't want to make it too expensive, although I think throwing in 1 or 2 things of infusible ink is not going to like drastically change the price. So I might just do that, because then it really is an everything bundle. You know, there's some of every kind of Cricut thing, and then I can just take the rest and make 2 or 3, well, I can make 2 of these bundles and then just see what I have left and make up some more bundles with those things in it, because then I should have 2, yeah, I should have quite a few that I'll be able to make smaller-ish bundles of the same thing, because then also people won't feel like they're missing out, like more people have a chance to get those kinds of bundles. So let's see, but infusible ink first. Also, do I look a little bit ridiculous? Absolutely. Do I care? Absolutely not. It's going into winter now, so it's a little bit chilly. So I just wear all of the layers that I can to try and keep myself warm. And this is kind of the best combination that I have to be warm, but not too warm. So let's take a look through these dusty items that were in the garage. And I'm going to give everything a wipe down with these crafter wipes because these are amazing. And I've just realized that because my autofocus was turned off, one of the last clips probably wasn't in focus. So I apologize for that. And I think that while I continue wiping all of these down, I'm going to put some YouTube videos on and watch on my TV. Okay, so now that everything has been dusted off and cleaned, well, except for me, so maybe I will actually, because now I feel like my hands are all super dirty. And if you guys have never heard of these crafters wipes, I'm not affiliated with them. I don't have any sponsorship links or affiliate links or anything, but those of you in South Africa, you can get them at P&A. They are amazing because they're like alcohol wipes as opposed to like wet wipes where it's just, you know, there's no alcohol involved, obviously, because most wet wipes are for babies. But, well, it's not most wet wipes, but you know what I mean. Most wet wipes don't generally have alcohol in them, but these are like nice cleaning wipes. I really, really love these. They are eco-friendly, they save water, you can recycle the container, and they're hygienic. So I really like using these wipes. And I try and use them as much as I can before I chuck them away until they're like super dry. But I actually have a ton of Infusible ink, so I think I definitely will include maybe some of the smaller ones, maybe like this, like the Orange Sunset, I think. Pink Lemonade. Why do I keep calling it Orange Sunset? Anyways, it's the Pink Lemonade one, which is super cute. And then I'll probably include the red one, Cherry Red. They kind of, you know, go together and they look nice together. So maybe I'll include that in a bundle, and then I'll make up maybe another few bundles because I've got 3 of these, the Mermaid ones, Pattern Mermaid Rainbow. So I can make up some Infusible ink bundles, some iron-on bundles, some vinyl bundles, all that kind of thing, but I can have at least 2 of these ultimate bundles. So I'm definitely going to do that because I really like the idea of this total bundle. And now I'm going to quickly work out the price. Okay, ek het my sommetjies uitgewerk, which means I worked out my sums, and I'm not sure if maybe this is just, I suppose there will only be 2 bundles, so I think it should be okay. I also took some sweeties in the kitchen and totally forgot about them until now, but anyway, so all of this stuff. And also it's very difficult to like work out prices because so many different retailers sell it for such a wide variety of prices. Let's just knock things over. So as an example, this at one retailer is like 180 Rand, and then which is like $10-ish, and then at another retailer it's like 120 Rand, which I mean I think is closer to the actual value of this, but the variety in price is just so wide. So I've kind of tried to go in the middle of those prices, and a lot of them were also sold out, so you know, maybe the newer price would then be higher because of the exchange rate having been crazy. So it's like it's really difficult to try and see what the actual prices would be. But this bundle kind of works out to about 2,500 rands worth of stuff, which, I mean, looking at it doesn't look like a lot, and 2,500 rand is about $135 or so at the current exchange rate. So it is quite a lot. I mean, I suppose it is a lot of stuff, and it would take you a really long time to go through, because this is 10 sheets, that's also 10 sheets, that's 16 sheets, that's 20 sheets. So it is the 641, but it's 24 inches, so 60 centimeters. That's 6 sheets, and then another 6 sheets. So and then kind of like a third and a third of a 12 by 12. So I mean, it is a lot of stuff, but I'm just concerned if the price that I have it at currently is about 1,400 rand, which is $75 or so. So I mean, you're getting, it's like pretty much almost half price of retail price, which I think is a very fair value. And I'm also just really annoyed with myself because I recently threw away a whole bunch of Take-A-Lot boxes that would have been perfect for this kind of thing. So that's fine. Maybe I can use Woolies bags for now, just to keep the bundles all separate so that I can sort them out, keep them separate, and that might actually not be a bad idea. I don't actually have a lot of Woolies bags because I'm like really diligent at remembering to take my bag to the shop. But my husband every now and then comes home with the Woolies bags. And in all honesty, I think once or twice I have bought Woolies bags. So, you know, that's fine. But I do want to try and keep the bundles separate and then see what else I can work at so that we can have some cheaper bundles available. Because like I said, there's a lot of stuff and this is a big task. And I totally understand why I didn't want to do it, because it's, it's such a pain. But it's worth it in the end, because number one, I get to recoup money that is just sitting here that I have earned a long time ago, but you know, is just sitting here. So, and all of the stuff is unopened. None of it has been used. So it's all literally brand new stuff. Well, it's not brand new, but it's completely sealed. It's unopened, everything. So it is essentially all brand new stuff. So it is a hell of a deal, I think, to be able to grab all the stuff. But like, if I'm completely out of left field, please let me know in the comments, because my brain, the way that my brain works is not the same as the way that everybody else's brain works. So if you think that this is way too much to ask for these kinds of things, I would really appreciate it if you'd be like, hey Kelly, you know, I know that that may be worth that much, but you know, I think that you should maybe put the price down because you don't feel that that's a good enough. Just please let me know. If you don't agree with me, I'm not going to get angry. I don't think anybody should, unless you're like, no, you're an idiot, blah, 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 then I'll just block you. I don't, it doesn't bother me to just block somebody that's being rude, because in my opinion, there's no need to be rude. So I would actually genuinely love to know your opinion on, like I said, whether I'm being completely ridiculous or not. So I'm going to take enough for 2 of these bundles out, because I have enough for 2 bundles, and then I'm going to see what I'm left with and make some smaller bundles. Like I said, I'm thinking of some Infusible ink bundles, some iron-on bundles, some vinyl bundles, just so that there's, if you don't, or should I do a smaller everything bundle, like an almost everything bundle, and then like a few things bundle. That sounds a bit ridiculous, but I mean, I think it's kind of funny. And in all honesty, I probably will end up like throwing in 1 or 2 other things just as a, you know, because why not? So I mean, you'll probably end up getting way more than the value of what you're actually paying. So so there's 2 bundles over there, and now that I have a little bit more space, I can start working on maybe, like I said, an almost everything bundle, because while I don't have enough of the Deluxe paper, I do have 2 of the Vibrant Flowers ones, so I could do like a kind of similar bundle where it's the same kind of products but a little bit cheaper. yeah, so I think that these bundles aren't that bad at all. So maybe what I'm going to do is, so this one, I've got iron-on, I've got the foil tropical, or the sequin sampler, they call it, the metallic sampler, removable vinyl, some infusible ink, and then the paper. I don't think I have enough regular vinyl. I mean, I could add like a random color into it, but I can't really make another one of these because, let me just sort out these again quick, because these have gotten a little bit crowded since I added the infusible ink. Maybe I should add an infusible ink one onto these as well, because this is a nice way to use more of the doubles that I have, and then I'm left with fewer singles to put into other sampler packs. Although I could make up some infusible ink bundles if I don't do this. Yeah, you see, this one actually even still has its sticker on it, its price tag, and it says $1.99, which is like $10, $11 or so, which I think is absurd for that actual price. I think that's way too much, but I'm not the one that sets the prices or knows what goes into the production of those items. But if I think about one printed full sublimation page, it's way less than that. So that's why I think that that's daylight robbery. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to fiddle around with these a little bit more and see how I can make these bundles, because I have 13 of these. 14, but still that doesn't divide very nicely into 4, 5, 6. 14 doesn't divide nicely into 6 either. Does 14 divides into 2 by 7, but that's a little bit much. Ideally, I'd like to have 3 bundles, but then I'd have 3.5, which I suppose could work, because then each one will have a mermaid. No, but that's 4 sheets, and those are 2 sheets each. So technically I have 4 packs. So this is kind of what goes on in my brain. So I was kind of like just talking out loud while I'm busy looking at everything and trying to do the mental gymnastics, which is why I've been putting this off for so long, because I overthink everything. I'm just waffling at this point, so I'm going to see what I can do with these little bundles, and then I'll show you some photos and everything when they're all done. Probably later, or maybe even tomorrow, because I'm going out for lunch, and then I'm probably just going to climb into bed and crochet, because it is Sunday, and as much as this isn't actually work, it kind of is work, because it is, you know, earning me money and getting rid of things out of my house, which is great, don't get me wrong, but it is mental gymnastics that I don't think I'll have the energy for after lunch. So I'm gonna go buy some plants. Yay! I love plants. Anyway, I'll chat to you later, and thanks for listening. Okay, so it's legitimately 2.5 months later. I don't know why I put off editing all of this for so long, because it really didn't take me all that long. But again, I think it comes back to what I've said a few times about the mental tax of having to do all of this. And I wasn't confident in my decision of a very, very big bulk bundle. And that's why I've asked you for your help. So I've completely doubted myself. I've been putting this off for months, but genuinely it's time for the stuff to go. So I'm going to make a plan to release this video literally ASAP, which is why I'm even in my Snoopy. I mean, you can't really call it pajamas, but it's cold. So I'm wearing my nice warm, thick jacket thing. Anyway, the last clip that I'm probably going to fast forward through was literally just me going, or I can add this in there and put that in there. So, like, I'll show you a quick snippet of what my brain was doing. 2 of these isn't equal to 1 of these, because this is 12 by 12 and this is 4.5 inches. So technically 3 of these is equal to 1 of those. So okay, maybe I take the infusible ink out of these little bundles, or I leave them in. So yeah, I've removed quite a big snippet of that, but I did show you the bulk bundle that I want to put together, the everything bundle, and then we have a few of the other smaller bundles. I do think, looking back on all of everything that I put together, I am going to make the bundles a little bit smaller, just because I don't think that people may want to buy secondhand stuff. Also, not that much. But again, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, because if everybody says the same thing, then I know to kind of change my approach, because I want to put out something that people actually want. Granted, there are limited bundles, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself again. So basically what I've done since then is, like I said, I put them in Woolies bags or Woolworths bags, which is kind of like our, I hesitate to say upmarket supermarket, because while yes, they are still viewed as an upmarket supermarket, their prices are actually really good. So like, as an example, this bundle has a small thing of Infusible ink. It's got a thing of Deluxe paper, iron-on, 6 sheets of 12 by 12, a 60 centimeter iron-on, another 2 small thingies of Infusible ink, 4 sheets of foil iron-on, 6 sheets of removable vinyl, and then a thing of Infusible ink. So I think there's like 2 or 3 of those, maybe 2 of those here. Obviously this is where the box is. And there's a lot of other spare stuff. But even that bundle in itself, it's quite a lot of stuff, and I do think that it might be too much. But again, I'm hoping that you will give me a little bit more feedback, because that is a little bit more of a succinct view of like the last clip that I shared. Obviously I didn't have an outro to this video, which I'm kind of glad, because I filmed that in May, on the 4th of May. It is now the 26th of July. So I mean, it's been a while since I filmed that, and yeah, it's been hanging around in my room. It's this big ass crate, so I really want to get rid of it now and get it out of the house. I also have more safety eyes that I'm going to be adding to my drop, so it's going to be the crochet, the bundles, and then the safety eyes, just to have a few different things. So I need to add those too. Again, probably why I've been putting it off, because it's quite a mammoth task. I'm not always looking forward to it. So I'm going to edit this clip, get this video up, and then hear what you have to say. Would you buy a bundle like this for a few thousand, like 1,000 rand or 700 rand or 800 rand or something like that? Let me know your thoughts. I'm very interested to hear what you have to say, how much you think it's worth, if you think I'm completely off my rocker, because I like to gauge to see whether I'm on the right track or not by, you know, kind of public opinion. So I try and do a lot of research beforehand to make sure that I'm in line with what is normally accepted in these kinds of markets. So I hope that you guys are able to give me your feedback. It would be greatly appreciated. So let me know down below, and keep an eye out on my social media for when these drops are going to go live. I want them to go live very soon. And yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for listening to me waffle for I don't even know how long. You're the MVP because you're still here. So if you're still here, in the comments, put a cookie emoji, because I have just tasted, it's our South African version of like a crumble cookie. This is a peppermint crisp cookie. Delicious, absolutely delicious, very sweet, so I can't eat the whole thing. I'll eat it over the next few hours or so. So yeah, leave a cookie emoji if you made it right to the end. Don't forget to subscribe for more vlog style as well as tutorial style videos. Again, thank you so much for being here, and remember, be kind to someone today. See you soon.